안녕하세요. 저는 Okimida and welcome to today's video where we are going to be doing another podcast episode of Ichibang. So of course, welcome if you're here obviously for the very first time listening. And also if you happen to be a returning listener, then thank you guys so much for coming back. But today is, I guess you could call it twice cast more specifically, because today I'm going to be recapping literally the best 2 days of my life so far, which was my attendance of the Ready to Be concert in Sydney. So TWICE's Ready to Be World Tour, days 1 and days 2 down in Melbourne. Why did I say Sydney? Melbourne. Melbourne. I think I said, did I say Melbourne or Sydney? I can't remember. Anyway, either way, we're here. I'm cooked. I've been home for like 2 days. I don't know if anyone can still hear my voice, but it's kind of raspy at the moment. I wanted to do a concert podcast recap like 2 days ago, but my voice was dead. Like I was like I was basically like inaudible. I was completely inaudible, and I thought, you know what, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I wanted to give like the real TWICE experience, you know, by trying to speak like that. But I guess I kind of thought that there's no point in making a video if you guys probably aren't going to understand what I'm saying, and if I'm not going to be able to speak properly, then it's probably not worth it. But anyway, like I said, dude, how was the TWICE concert? No cap, like zero cap, negative cap even. It was literally the best concert I think I've ever attended, and probably will attend for the longest time, at least until TWICE come back. Bro, like it was their first time here, their first time in Australia. Shock horror, JYP literally just discovered, so like JYP for TWICE just discovered that Australia exists. In all, you know, like in all seriousness though, like they seem to have had some data that TWICE would pull a really good crowd, and they did. They sold out both of their Sydney shows, both of their Melbourne shows, and they had so much love just from everyone there immediately, like the moment that they got here. But it was just incredible, bro. Like I'm still 3 days on struggling to like quite put together exactly what it was like, and like to summarize it in acceptable words, or words that I find fitting. But long story short, it was incredible. It was absolutely mind-blowing. They were absolutely just crazy to watch. Like, one thing I think I can say about them for sure is that I think that even if there were non-K-pop fans in the crowd, they probably would have become K-pop fans after this, or you would have to at least. There's actually some friends I went with. So one of my community members, we've met up and stuff like that, but she's brought her husband along to some concerts before and stuff like that. And her husband came to, and it is right, it's like her husband came to the TWICE concert, and the day before he had watched like a guide on getting to know TWICE members and stuff. So he didn't even really know them. Like he did not know them at all. But, you know, like he was going because his wife was going, and she was really excited. And he's really cool. He's a really cool guy. Shout out to Matt and Mimi if you guys are watching. But he's a really cool guy. He's like, you know, he came to JIHYO Pop Fest last year. He saw 10 K-pop artists and stuff like that. And he's got like a handle on like some stuff that he likes and all of that type of stuff. But like he went in not really knowing TWICE, and he came out absolutely shocked. And I was like, dude, this is just their effect. And I bet that they would have probably turned anyone who didn't originally stan them or was a fan of them before that concert. They would have turned anyone into fans immediately. Like they just have this absolutely ridiculous magnetic, like gravitational pull, so to speak, and just the way that you like fall into them is just, it's fucking mental. But yeah, like long story short, I can't really even summarize this, so this podcast is my best attempt, so bear with me. But yeah, it was incredible. basically, I know that this is like a crazy claim to make, or some people might be shocked. Some people might even be upset by this, but it is what it is. But basically, TWICE, with this concert, TWICE became my alt of alts. They sit up there with IZ*ONE now in terms of basically like how much I love them and how much I want to support them and continue to show them as much love as I possibly can. Now, I mean, I think that this is also another thing that just is a result of like attending concerts and attending things and being able to experience them outside of like the social media sphere and just outside of the online sphere in general. But like TWICE have actually helped me redefine, through this concert especially, they've helped me redefine like how I care about stuff, if that makes sense. Like I've had a couple of different opportunities where, you know, I used to just kind of think that anything that I really liked was like an alt for me, which I think still kind of like loosely holds up for me. Like alt is pretty much just like it's an alternating term that kind of pretty much just means favorite for me. Like if I say that I have an alt, that's like a favorite thing of mine. Like that's something that I focus a lot of energy, time, effort, and emotion on, and I don't do that for all things. So I have favorites and then I have things that are not my favorites, right? I think that as K-pop fans, just in general, people tend to focus a lot on how black and white these definitions are and like where the cutoffs are. So like, you know, how hard those lines are, you know, what counts as a group that you stan versus a group that you kind of stan versus a group that you really like a lot, so like you hard stan, and what counts as an alt, which is, I don't really see the point in like, you know, necessarily like drawing those lines super clear cut. But basically, like I have favorite groups and then I have groups that like I would do anything for and TWICE has become one of them. IZ*ONE, TWICE, Kepler, LE SSERAFIM, IVE, and then B2B, Stray Kids. These groups are kind of like in that area, you know, they're up there. I've got other groups that I really love listening to, like BTS, Monster X, all of that type of stuff as well, and Hype and TXT. I would still consider them alts as well too, but like TWICE, man, I just don't know how to I don't know how to put it. You know, I don't know how to put it. Like TWICE just sit in a completely different, they sit in a completely different light. And honestly, that part I am shocked about. Really shocked about them because I loved TWICE. I've always loved TWICE. I've really enjoyed their stuff. I even said once we'd listened to all of their Korean title tracks and Japanese title tracks, I think that was like the end of 2021. Like I'd already considered them an alt then, like one of my favorite groups. But how have they moved beyond that for me? I don't really know. I think that's just the result of the concert, but oh, it was fucking insane. The girls were insane. They look so beautiful. They look so fucking beautiful in real life, man. Like they look absolutely stunning, and their energy is infectious. Like you literally get the TWICE disease just being there. You get a disease, man, and you straight up just can't help but vibe out and sing. Like I did not see or hear a single person just not doing anything or like not screaming. I didn't hear anyone not screaming around me. I didn't hear or see anyone not, you know, just like viscerally excited to be there. Like everyone was just absolutely is livid the right word? People were so candid. Let's just put it that way. Everyone was so incredibly candid about how excited they were, and it was incredible. I absolutely loved it. We got the VIP seats, for anyone wondering. So I got VIP seats. So basically both of them with soundcheck experience. They were the most expensive tickets you could get. They were $480, I think. So in total, it was like $1,000. It's the most I've ever spent on a concert. Probably the most I ever will, unless TWICE come back. But yeah, that was for both days. The first day we were seated in like reserved seating, which was above the lower bowl in Rod Laver Arena. Now, Rod Laver Arena in Melbourne seats about 15,000 people, so it's quite small, but the acoustics are brilliant as a result, because it is an arena, it's closed. The acoustics are incredible, and the venue feels very tight knit, but also still very large and very spacious. Like, you've got just the perfect type of atmosphere, I think, to really like enjoy a concert like this. Now, on the first day, we were sitting off to the left of the stage from TWICE's perspective, but the right of the stage, if you were like, you know, obviously watching them, we were kind of like a little bit off to the side, but we could still like see them, like as they walked down the catwalk and stuff like that, we could still see, you know, like their faces really clearly. Like, you could make out their faces, you could see them really well and stuff like that, which was great. Watching the performances from there was absolutely brilliant. We got like not like a bird's eye view, but it was just like a, you know, kind of elevated view to be able to see everything, to be able to marvel at the choreography. The way that they dance is just, it's impeccable. Like, dude, they are so clean when they dance. They are so fucking good when they dance. Their vocals were absolutely incredible. Dude, JIHYO, Maaaaaan, every single one of them, TZUYU as well too, like during her solo, like, fuck, I was blown away. I was absolutely blown away by how good they all sounded, and how good they looked. The stage fits were incredible, and I'm pretty sure the concert was like 2.5 to 3 hours long. I'm pretty sure. I don't even know, bro. Like I wasn't even paying attention to the time, and I feel like it went so quick. Like, you know, there's other concerts that I've been to that were like, you know, 2.5 hours ish, and, you know, stuff like that, and they felt kind of like that, if that makes sense. Not just K-pop, but, you know, they felt kind of the length that they were. But TWICE, I was having so much fun, and I was so just like enthralled by them, and like so invested and involved in the moment, that it felt like 30 to 45 minutes really by the end of it. Like, we'd finish the solo stages, and then, you know, you already hear and you see JIHYO like walking back up the catwalk towards the main stage, saying like, oh, we're gonna go to our last songs now. And I had to like check my phone. I was like, are you serious? Like, it's that time already? And it really was. It was like, you know, 9:30 p.m. almost. And I was like, ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way. So it was crazy. But yeah, man, you just lose track of time. You lose track of everything. Like, you straight up just get sucked into the black hole called TWICE. And it's fucking insane just to see, like, obviously how all of that went down. But that was day one. We had sound check. Sound check was brilliant, actually. The whole sound check, I think, only lasted 30 minutes, though. It was a little shorter than I expected. But then again, I don't know if that's normal, because that's the very first sound check that I've ever been to for an artist. But we weren't allowed to take phones in. Well, we were allowed to take phones in, sorry. But we weren't allowed to record with them, which was really good. I know a lot of people were really bummed by that, but it was cool because we didn't take any photos or videos. No one had their cameras up or anything like that. Everyone was just super absorbed and immersed in the moment, which I thought was absolutely freaking awesome. 30 minutes tracks from my experience. Yeah, I couldn't see them doing sound check for like an hour or something, because, you know, they got to save their voices and stuff too. But yeah, I wasn't too sure. I was just like, oh, I'll take what I can get. Let's go. But yeah, it was so cool because we were all just immersed. We were all completely just 100% locked in. All energy, all thoughts, all emotions just focused on, you know, TWICE, and sending that to them and absorbing it from them as well too. And man, fuck, it was amazing, bro. Like, we got TT. What did we get, actually? I remember listing them. We got TT. I think we got Brave as well on the first day. So we got 3 songs in total, even though we were a little bit late in for sound check, because apparently they, like, I don't even think it was TWICE. I think the venue like had issues or some shit, like getting ready. And I was like, fuck, are you serious? I was like, no way. They actually made us come in at 3 p.m. only for us to, like, they let us into the venue at 3 p.m. Like, we started, you know, getting we started getting like ushered in and shit, and then, you know, all of a sudden 2 hours later at 5 p.m. we were actually getting into the sound check, and I was like, you fucking serious? It was so annoying. But yeah, that's right, we got Like Ooh-Ah, we got KPop, and we've got TT. Dude, seeing their debut performed live in their fits, I think was awesome. It was so funny to see them as well too. You know, Mina like had her shades on and stuff like that. She was like wearing her, you know, real comfy fit and shit, but she had her shades on while she was indoors and stuff. And I remember someone saying next to me or something, they were like, oh my god, Mina looks hungover as fuck. Like something like that, even though of course it's not like that. But she just looked cool, you know. She was just, Mina was vibing, and you could definitely tell. Nayeon, you know, was wearing like some pink fit, and she had like her pigtails out and everything, and she looked so cute. It was great. Hearing TT was brilliant. TT, for those of you guys who don't know, was I think the very first TWICE song that like I really consider myself having gotten into them with. I first listened to TT when I was in Japan. I remember exactly where I was, exactly what I was doing, exactly how I found out that the song was TT. It was like October 2016. I was living and studying in Japan. I was studying Japanese there at university, and I was at a Starbucks near where my dorm was, and it was a rooftop Starbucks, so in Shinjuku. And yeah, I literally I was like, there was like Halloween themed decorations and all of that type of stuff, you know, around outside and all of that. I was with two friends, and one of them was from Malaysia, one of them was from the US. They both really liked TWICE, but yeah, I was like a really casual like K-pop listener at the time. And yeah, like TT came on outside, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this song? I was like, I swear to God, I've heard this girl group before, because I'd been with them since like Ooh-Ah, but at the very first time I'd listened to Cheer Up, I just think I was listening to other stuff at the time, so it didn't really like stay with me at all. Like I didn't really listen to Cheer Up that much. So yeah, like I'd come back through like TT, and like I heard TT over the radio, like it was playing over the speakers in the Starbucks, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? This sounds so familiar. Like I've heard this artist before. So I whipped out the phone, whipped out my Shazam. I went to the bathroom, like near the bathroom, there was like a speaker like right above the bathroom door, like the entrance to it and stuff, and that was the closest. So I was like holding my phone up to like Shazam it and stuff properly, because it was a lot quieter there, and it came up with TWICE, and it was TT, and I was like, yo, fuck, this is so good. So yeah, it was really cool. Like seeing TT and hearing it performed was kind of like a full circle moment for me. Yeah, right. Let's go indeed. It was one of those things where I was like, wow, fuck, like, dude, I'm finally seeing this. I never thought back then that I would ever see TWICE perform live. I never even thought this year, you know, the beginning of this year, that I would ever see TWICE. I thought that I would probably have to travel to Japan or Korea to see them, because they're the closest countries to me that I know that they frequent. And yeah, honestly, I was shocked. I was absolutely taken aback to find out that Ready to Be was going to be happening here. I was on stream actually when we found out that it happened, and I was like, wow. I was like, yes, let's go. But yeah, anyway, they did KPop. That was great. It was really fun. They did TT and Like Ooh-Ah, and those were really good. But we then came back, and day one happened, and I was absolutely floored. I came out of that, and it just didn't sink in. Like, it didn't sink in even the next day, man. Yeah, that's right, dude. Even the next day when we came in, I was just kind of like, what? I was like, did it happen yesterday? Like I was amazed by it, and you know, we had fan cams, and I was watching back the performances, so I didn't really get that much sleep between day one and day two. But it just kind of left me like questioning my experience. I was like, there's no way that like I just saw TWICE, like I just saw them, you know, like you know, I've posted some clips. I posted some on Twitter. If you guys would like to go and follow me on Twitter, there's some up there. The Twitter and the Instagram are down in the description below. But yeah, dude, like I was just shocked. I was like, nah, there's no fucking way. And it didn't even really sink in, I think, until we actually got to the main show for day 2. Now, day 2 was really good because finally I got to meet up with some more of the homies, one of which is here, actually 2 of which are here at the moment. So Smai, Kwang, we had Mai as well too, Mimi, Matt, myself and Kelvy, like we were staying together, so we obviously went as well too. And then we met some more of you guys as well too. So if you guys did see us at the TWICE concert, or if you did come up and say hi, then thank you so much. It was great meeting you guys. It was fucking sick, actually. But yeah, man, it was a wild time. We had Brave, we had Signal, and then Moonlight Sunrise. Not in that order, but we had those 3 songs for day 2, which was brilliant. Day 1, we didn't get TT in the main show, which I was really hoping for. I was really, really hoping for that one. I think we had... Dude, my memory's even hazy now. I tweeted about it. At least there's that. Hold on. Let me go back to my tweets. It landed on tweet when we did the Encore Roulette. And I was like, hey, let's go. And then it was moved. And bro, I was ready to cry. I was ready to cry. Here we go. There we go. So the way the crowd screamed when Encore Roulette landed on TT, you'd think we just witnessed a final goal deciding a World Cup final, but Nyan moved it to like UA. Like, we'd had them both. I wanted to see TT and I wanted to hear everyone, because like TT is one of my favorite TWICE titles, bro. I know some people shit on this song. All I have to say is no taste, but dude, like, it's fucking Nyan always. Like, she just went no, and then I was just like, okay, fine. Fine, it is what it is. Signal was like the second song that we got for the encore that day. But I was like, yeah, fine, okay, fine. I didn't want TT anyway. I'll just hold on to this copium. And hold on to it I did, because then we got to day 2. And bro, day 2 was fucking wild. Sound check was brilliant, but bro, TZUYU recognized this. She noticed this, and I was like, like, bro, making eye contact was pain. Bro, it was absolute pain. We were down on the floor. We're down on the floor in day 2. And it was a pretty interesting like position that we found ourselves in, because down on the floor, like you've got the floor like right in front of the main stage. Then you've got the catwalk and then like the extended stage that it comes out to. So we were kind of like on the very corner of the extended stage. So I think we were like 10 meters away from them or so. I don't know how long 10 meters is. How much is that? Like 30 feet? 10 meters in feet. Yeah, it's like 32 feet, like 33 feet, right? We weren't that far away from them at all. They were really, really, really close. So, it was maybe even a bit closer than that actually. But anyway, we were right there. They were our seats. And I noticed that when people, like when TWICE actually came towards us, people just left their seats that were like seated near the barricades, and they all just like rushed to the barricades. So I was like, okay, it is what it is. More space for us, more space to record, less people to worry about, you know, like getting in the way of and stuff like that. Anyway, I can't remember what was playing. I'm pretty sure it was Moonlight Sunrise or something like that. But like, you know, Kelvy had his Candy Bong, which I've ordered, by the way, the new one. I just hope that JYP still ships to Australia, please. Otherwise, I'll just get a refund, in which case, pain. But it is what it is. Like Kelvy was like waving his stuff like crazy. We obviously weren't allowed to have phones out because it was the sound check for day 2. And bro, TZUYU, she looked like I was like throwing up like 2 peace signs. I was like, TZUYU, love you. And like, I couldn't see anyone else doing like a peace sign or anything like that in front of me. And I was like, if we, you know, if she's gonna notice us, like if she's gonna like, you know, if we're gonna like get that interaction or something like that, then, you know, we got to do something different, which is key actually. And she looked dead on, like, right in my damn face from like 10 meters away, bro. And she was like smiling and stuff. And I was like, oh, babe. Dude, she's so beautiful, man. She's so beautiful. But it was indeed big pain, right? So we had that. That was definitely a moment in time. It was a very sick moment. But we actually had 2 more interactions throughout the concert, which was even crazier. But yeah, JIHYO was great. We wound up getting noticed by Sana and also JIHYO as well too, surprisingly. So I'll tell you guys about that in a bit. But yeah, anyway, day 2 was great. We had the same set list, nothing changed as far as the actual songs that were performed are concerned. The encore roulette was the only thing that was really different. And yeah, during the encore roulette, we got what was it? We got TT. Yeah, that's right. It initially landed on what did it land on? It landed on something else. JIHYO moved it to something else. I couldn't remember. Again, I need to see. I think it landed on Say Something. Or did JIHYO move it to Say Something? I can't remember. Let me check. Bro, thank God for phones so that I can check this shit. Hold up. What did we get? There's literally like 3 times it landed on KPop. That's right. It was on Say Something. Like, I think it landed on TT. JIHYO moved it to Say Something. And then we were livid, bro. Livid. Everyone was like, bah. Like, people were livid. We wanted to see that so bad. Dude, even Dahyun, man. Dahyun was like, she was pouting big time. Because, like, you know, JIHYO was like, she left herself open. Like, they do this. They do this knowing exactly what the reaction's going to be, bro. Like, she left herself open. She was like, do you guys want to, like, listen to this and stuff like that? And then everyone was like, people were screaming, bro, like squealing, like blood curdling squeals and shit for like TT. Even Dahyun looked back at JIHYO. She was shocked. She was like, I can't believe that you have done this. And she was like pleading with the crowd to like chant TT, right? It's because Dahyun put TT on the wheel, my queen, right? She was like pleading with the crowd, and of course we wanted that, and so we were going crazy. And then when she did, JIHYO finally moved it back to TT, and we're like, so we got that. Yeah, we got KPop 3 times in a row after having done KPop already. So that was great. But definitely one of the craziest things about the last day is that normally you get 2 encore songs, but after TT, they said that we have to go, and they'd already started walking back up to the main stage. They walked back up to the main stage. The concert, I think, like their stage staff had actually moved the encore roulette thing off the stage, and so like they were supposed to be done. And I think Nayeon apologized. She was like, "I'm so sorry. We've got to go home. Like, we need to go. Like, we've got to go. We don't have the time." And I don't know what it was, man, but it was like one of the most special moments, I think, of the concert just in general, because they listened to us. We were like, 한번더, like, one more song. We didn't want them to go so bad. Like, we were so just like obsessed with them being on stage, and we needed that. And so initially it landed on Say Something. And then there was TT, which JIHYO moved it to. So they just decided on the spot that they would come and perform Say Something. And so they turned Say Something on. They came down and they fucking killed everyone. They killed everyone. I'm sure everyone who is at once has probably seen already those clips. Maybe you've seen my clips. You've probably seen others as well too, of Momo and Mina basically fucking orbiting each other, just shaking the hips and shit, all of them getting in on it. JIHYO devised that entire thing, by the way. She devised that entire thing. Like literally they were mid-song, and then JIHYO was like, "Edera," like she called them all over. Dahyun was the only one just like still solo vibing by herself, and then I think she noticed and she came and she joined the pack. But dude, everyone just went feral. Dude, the lot of them went feral. Like TWICE and us, we went feral. It was crazy. Fucking insanity. It was probably like one of the best concert moments I think I've ever had. / probably one of the highlights of the year. I can never see Say Something the same way. No way. No way. Ain't no way. But yeah, it was incredible. We actually had a moment with Sana as well too, which was great. I'm gonna hold on to this and I'm just gonna say she recognizes, bro. She knows us, me and Kelvy. Once again, the people were at the barricade, but we were a little bit further back. So the barricade's like here, people were like here and stuff, but then we were like kind of off here to the side. So there was like a gap between us and those people because we wanted to film. We wanted to film the stage a little bit clearer. Now Kelvy was doing like a half head heart. No one else had done like a half head heart at the time in front of us, right? Kelvy was like, fuck, all right, I gotta do that. So he was doing like a half head heart and he was waving his candy bong like crazy. Like my dude was literally like summoning Sana, bro. He was like, fuck, like he was going crazy with it. So he was going crazy with that. And then like freaking Sana just looked at him. She looked dead at us. I was standing right behind Kelvy, but off to the side. There was no one in front of us. There was no one behind us. She looked directly at Kelvy and she did the half head heart and she waved. And then I looked at her. I pointed at her. I went like I was like waving at her. And she was like, oh, like eyebrows up, like eyebrows completely raised, eyes wide open. She was like double hand waving back. And I was like, oh, bro, that was something. But, oh dear. But, bro, the crazy part was, so Kelvy, as you know, Kelvy, for those of you guys that watch him, he has a problem between Sana and JIHYO. He's never too sure exactly which one is his wife on any particular day, which is honestly pretty valid. I totally get it. But there was also a point where they were performing Moonlight Sunrise, right? I have video proof of this. Moonlight Sunrise, again, so that we could be like a little bit more distance, we were standing back from other people, bro. And dude, dead ass. JIHYO, she looked directly at the camera. Kelvy didn't have his camera out. She looked directly at the camera, eyes locked. She like raised her eyebrows, went like, and then just continued doing her thing. And I was like, there ain't no way she doesn't know, bro. She knows. I was like, she knows. Look at this. Hang on, let me turn this down a little bit. Look at this. She looks and she goes, and there was no one else, bro. Dead on. And if no one believes me, damn, my bad. If no one believes me, I even got the little close up. She dead, like, bro, I freaked out. I freaked the fuck out. Like, I freaked out. I absolutely lost it. I lost it because after this, I screamed like, JIHYO! Like, I was going crazy. But, yeah, bro, like, dude, I didn't think that she, like, saw us like that. And then, you know, having watched back the footage and stuff like that, she did. And I was like, bro, there's no way. There's no way. And it was crazy. So it was a really cool moment. We've got TZUYU, we've got Sana, and of course, JIHYO to remember by. I mean, you know, it is of course what it is. Regardless, no one can take that away from me. I'm going crazy with that, but yeah, it was a great time. All of the performances were absolutely fucking A1. They were brilliant. Dude, I really, like, fully 1,000, 10,000, fucking 1,000,000% believe that TWICE are the best group that I've ever seen perform, the best artist I have ever seen perform. I've been to like 50 plus concerts, by the way, not even just K-pop. Like, I've been to concerts for like EDM artists, for like DJs. I've been to band concerts and shit like that. I've been to solo artist concerts for like, you know, Western pop and all of that type of stuff. But TWICE are literally the best performers that I've ever seen. in my life, period. Like even out of all the K-pop artists that I've seen so far, like this was my favorite thing ever. It was just absolutely incredible. It was fucking mental. I can't get over it. I will not get over it. I will not stop talking about it. And yeah, dude, until the end of my days, I will hold true to the fact that TWICE are absolutely just fucking monsters. They are machines. They are fucking insane. So that's basically like the best way that I could summarize how the concert experience was in general for me. We've got some questions that some of you guys from the community asked as well too, where I can like speak about some more specific things. But one last thing is we did wind up getting at the very end, we got a Mina buck, a Mina dollar. Now, I don't know. I think these are going to be pretty rare. I don't think many people are going to be able to pick these up because we did wind up getting this handed to us by a security guard, thankfully, which was awesome. And it was handed to us by a security guard through SMY and My, which was awesome. Frame it. I've got an acrylic frame coming on the way. On the back, it says ready to be, which is awesome. As far as currency conversion is concerned, 1 Mina dollar equals a lifetime of eternal happiness. So I think we secured the bag as far as that's concerned. But I'm good, bro. I hope you guys are doing well, man. But yeah, it was brilliant, bro. Like it was fucking awesome. Basically, these were shot out of the guns when she was doing her performance for Seven Rings. They landed on the stage too, though. I don't think that they actually ever wound up making their way into the crowd, the dollars. I think that the security guards were just handing them off. I don't know how long they're going to do that for, or if they're going to do that for. I also just want to say, for safety reasons, please do not like jump barricades and shit trying to like get stuff that falls on you. I just don't want anyone to think that you can just go and ask any security guard at any show or like go and do this or whatever, because I don't know if it's like arena specific or if it was just specific because they haven't like established rules around it on the tour or what. Like, I don't know. Just be safe, don't do dumb shit, and respect security cards and like venue authorities and stuff like that for this type of stuff. It's not worth getting yourself kicked out of a venue or something if you're trying to like, you know, grab a Mina dollar or, you know, like get confetti or some shit from like an unsafe space. Like, please just be safe, be smart indeed. But yeah, it was really sick that I got to get one of those, which was awesome. And yeah, dude, many photos and videos, of course, coming very soon. I did think that I might actually do like a full concert supercut, if that makes sense. I filmed pretty much most performances over the course of the 2 days. So I thought that maybe some of the best shots, I could do like a montage for you guys. I don't know how long it's going to be. I don't know, it might be like 40 minutes to an hour or some shit. But a lot of it just features me screaming. And, you know, obviously like filming their performances. But I was thinking that on top of this podcast, as far as like a verbal explanation of like how things went, I could give you also like a visual kind of like reference for what the concert looked like, what they looked like and sounded like as well too. So basically like a concert montage. So we'll see how we go with that. But yeah, that's basically in a nutshell what the TWICE experience was like. But we've got a couple of questions I thought that I would answer, and I think the first one is a very good one. It's a very good one to be asked, or to answer rather, should I say. And that was, did this experience cement your bias, or were you bias wrecked? Dude, both at the same time, honestly. I don't even mean to cop out with that, but dude, like going in, I bias Momo and my bias wrecker is JIHYO going into the concert. And now, I don't really know. I mean, Momo cemented herself because, I mean, she did her shy thing and she decided to twerk and throw it back. And I was like, why are you insistent on just inflicting pain to everyone who loves you? Like, why do you insist on it, man? And so she cemented herself, but then JIHYO bias wrecked herself, which was incredible. Honestly, bro, I think at this point my bias line is Misamo plus JIHYO, bro. Like it's just I don't know how to put it, how to articulate it, but these four especially just absolutely killed me. Sana, beyond the interaction, Sana is an absolute monster when she performs. Mina, stop pretending. Stop pretending that you are innocent, girl. Stop pretending, all right? Stop pretending you're shy. Miss Myoi Sharon, bro. The amount of times that Sharon appeared on this tour, man. It's just like, fuck. Who am I watching right now? It was crazy. Mina is incredible. Her duality is absolutely wild. Her voice is gorgeous, and the way that she dances, the way that she performs is really something else. Yeah, dude, the Misamo solos were all in a row. Overkill for sure. They were out for blood. And yeah, it was fucking pain. So there was that. But JIHYO's song Nightmare, her solo stage Nightmare, was brilliant. I absolutely loved that. And it just went crazy. So yeah, I would say I was bias wrecked by Sana, by JIHYO, and by Mina. So they joined Momo, I think, as part of my bias line now. Momo's she's the leader of the bias line. Let's just say that. Let's say that. I got a bias line and I've got a leader of the bias line, and that is Momo, because she needs to be locked up. Yep, they did. Even Che's my guitar as well. Now, this actually kind of segues pretty well into the next question, which was, did anybody stick out to you way more than usual at the concert? And the answer is absolutely fuck yes, and it was every single one of them. I don't even know how to describe it. Dude, every single one of them was so visible through this concert, I think, if that makes sense. So visible, so brilliantly visible. Momo, I already pay a lot of attention to her. I love her a lot, and so I was paying hella attention to her the entire time, right? Mina, Sana, JIHYO, they did their thing, but I've already been feeling that way. It just kind of like, this was the spark that I needed to ignite, that gunpowder for it really to kind of go off. But bro, like Jonghyun, she was an absolute fucking queen, bro. She was going so hard with her choreo, her vocals. Her solo stage was intense, and it was so funny, bro. She's a goof. She is a goof. She is such a dork, bro. Second day, so basically she's got this rehearsed choreo with her dancer, which you guys might know or you might see. She has her mic. She's doing the Lizzo cover. She winds up handing her mic. She winds up handing her mic to her dancer on the first day so that, she can play her flute. Her dancer holds the mic to her. It's a recorder, sorry, not a flute. And, she obviously does that. On the second day, she just goes, fuck it. She throws her mic. To her dancer. Her dancer's trying to catch it and shit. Jonghyun versus expensive microphones, right? And, yeah, it was just hilarious, bro. I was like, dude, who is she? Who is she? Who is this character? She is indeed an absolute character. So it was awesome to see her. She really, really stuck out to me way more than definitely recently, which I absolutely love. But she's such a sweetheart as well too, which I think is awesome. JIHYO, I've already talked about JIHYO a lot. She nearly took the dancer out, bro. She almost got KO'd. I was like, I hope they have insurance. Yeah, dude, JIHYO, I've talked about JIHYO a lot before in the reactions and the videos over here, just in general, but she's become brilliant. She didn't mean to throw it so hard. Yeah, that's what I mean. She's a goof, right? She's just do first, ask questions later. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. She was great. Yeah, Jonghyun's flute is legendary, right? Yeah, no, JIHYO was brilliant. Her choreo was fucking awesome. She is a princess, bro. She looks, insane. When like on the second day, she was wearing the white. She was doing Charlie Puth's "Done for Me," right? And you know, I like that song. I like it far more now that TZUYU's covered it. But seeing her in the white, seeing the lights actually like illuminate her as well too, and like her just glowing on stage, I was like, are you an angel? Not 천사인가 혹시? Like, are you an angel? Because you fucking look like one, bro. Like she's insane. But also, dude, like her vocals, her vocals, the way that she has improved just everything about the way that she performs. And I can say this for everyone, because I mean, we all start from not being professionals, right? Like they all started from not being professionals, but the way that TZUYU has become such a fucking pro is just so sick to see. And her tone is so good. It's so good to listen to. So I really enjoyed her solo a lot. And throughout the entire concert, she was great. Like she was constantly like an eye drawer for me. Like I constantly just kept on getting distracted by her, which I think is fucking amazing. So that was awesome. Who else do we have? We've also got Nayeon, bruh. Nayeon. Bruh. Let me drink first. Fucking Nayeon, bro. Nayeon is adorable. She is absolutely adorable. I just found a completely different appreciation for her. She is absolutely adorable. She is so cute. She is lethal as fuck. But then at all other times, just adorable. She is so unserious, bro. She's just living her best life. And I love it. She's like a free spirit. And I think it's awesome. It's so awesome to see who she is on the stage, especially when they were like, you know, introducing their solos and talking about their solo songs. I think even on day 2, if I remember correctly, I'm paraphrasing though, she was talking about, you know, that she could like cover or do like other solo songs or whatever, and then she was like giving examples, and she just looked like such a dork doing it, bro. And I was like, man, sit down, bro. It's like, just sit down, Nayeon. Like, come on, bro. She's just a clown. She's such a dork. She's so funny. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, you kind of cringe, but in the best way. You know what I mean? She's so cringe, but I love it. She's so lovable. She's so funny. She makes you laugh. And I think that she's definitely like, you know, one of those, when you would tell them how to stop. Yeah, right. Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, she makes you laugh. She makes you feel at home, very homey, if that makes sense. Like, she makes you feel very comfortable. And it also just kind of like made me think then, well, she's definitely like, I think one of the members, I think they're all like this actually, because TWICE, the way that they all support each other, you can definitely tell is super special and very different to the way that other groups do, I'm sure, just because it's like their dynamic is unique to them and them only. But you can just tell that Nayeon is the glue. She is one of the main pillars of this group, bro, as far as like mood boosting and just the way that she holds stuff together is concerned. And she is just, she's just incredible. She was incredible to watch, incredible to listen to. Her pop stage was so good, but she's just a diva. Like, she's a diva in every aspect, like the way that she performs, the way that she, gets across everything that she wants to in her performance, whether it be through vocals or facial expressions or her choreo. You feel it, you see it, you enjoy it all. And I think on top of that, yeah, the confidence is just through the roof. Like, she never seems to feel like she can't do anything. I think, dude, vocally, like listening to her vocals is just mental. Like, I just want to ascend. And ascend we did, and descend we continue to do, because she is absolutely insane. But yeah, Nayeon was brilliant as well. Dahyun is definitely one of the biggest. I would say probably Dahyun is one of the two who stood out to me the most, though. Dahyun absolutely killed me, bro. It's not even because it's not even that I like have any reasons to. It's just like, you know, when you like watch certain groups, especially larger groups like say TWICE and stuff, some members sometimes kind of fly under the radar, or like you notice them at different points, or, you know, different times and stuff like that. Dahyun has just always been really consistent for me, and I just think that she's really funny, and she's really lovable, and I go like, oh, I think Dahyun's so cute. I really love her. But this concert, man, it fucked me up. She is absolutely hilarious. She's hilarious, but she's such a sweetheart. Like, everything about her is so pure. Like, she could not hurt a fly. She couldn't even if she tried to. She could not even hurt a fly if she tried to. And she's just absolutely adorable. She's so goofy. Goofy is definitely one of the main ways that I would express her personality. She's such a dork. She's so unfiltered, and so unserious again. But, you know, she is literally the queen of the stage, in as much as when she's getting involved with fans, as some of you guys are saying at the moment, it's something I've said even in the Discord the last couple of days, like since I saw her, right? She is just a master of fan engagement for sure. The way that she does fan service is unlike no other. The way she notices and looks for fans and looks for people to involve them in the concert, I think is brilliant. And, you know, like, it's not even just about like interactions per se, because, you know, interactions are great. Being able to, like, you know, have interactions with you know, your favorite idol or something like that is always fun. You know, especially as a YouTuber, sometimes having them recognize you or something like that, I think is always really cool as well too. But just having her always, you know, constantly getting people hyped and engaged with them more beyond just what they already are, I think is crazy, and it's so important. She's definitely another member. I'm going to call them the glue line. Let's call them the glue line. Nayeon and Dahyun are part of the glue line for me, in as much as they are so important. They're so important in terms of what they add to this group, bro. They are brilliant. And once again, I just want to say that everyone is part of the glue line, but like literally when we're talking about, you know, stuff that is so important, that is like pinnacle in terms of, I think, perceiving TWICE, Dahyun is definitely one of those pillars. And she is just brilliant. Her vocals are great. I mean, you know, considering the fact that she's got an injury and all of that type of stuff, but she's still performing, and she just does, you know, she does everything to 1,000% without thinking about it. She doesn't complain. She doesn't, you know, she doesn't put on a facade or anything like that. Like, she just gets up, and they're all so real, but especially Dahyun as well too. Like, it's just awesome to see, you know. I think that she's just brilliant. But yeah, she's definitely one who stood out to me a lot, which I absolutely loved. And Chaeyoung, bro, I have fallen in love with Chaeyoung, bro. She is so sweet. She is so fucking sweet, man. Like, she is just, you know, yeah, she's so sweet. I don't even know how else to put it. I've fallen in love with Chaeyoung, man. She's just absolutely adorable in every single sense of the word. I think that, you know, hearing and see her, she got the riz. Seeing her perform is one thing. Like, she's got that smile, I think, that is just like impossible to not smile back at, if that makes sense. Like, you know how some people have smiles that make you smile, like subconsciously, and like you'll catch yourself smiling and you're like, oh damn, why am I smiling, or something like that. Like, Chaeyoung is that type of person. Like, she's got that smile where you will smile too. And there were multiple like times where she was around outside of the stage and stuff, and seeing her get involved with people, and she was blowing kisses at people, and, you know, getting she's another really good member of TWICE who's great at fan service, I think. But yeah, she was doing the rounds, and she was absolutely incredible. She sounded amazing. She danced brilliantly. But doing My Guitar, seeing that perform twice was great, because it was actually very different on both days. The first day, she was there, And she actually said that as she started, she locked eyes with her mother. Yeah, she locked eyes directly with her mother, who was in the crowd. And yeah, she, like, you guys know she doesn't cry, but she cried on stage. And I was like, bro, bro, she's probably got so much, like, you know, I mean, everyone's different and stuff like that, but when those moments come when you want to cry, and like, why this sad ass lo-fi music coming on right now? You know, when you want to cry, and then just any other stuff that you've got like pent up sometimes like comes through, like sometimes like winds up getting channeled through that as well. You know, I just think about, like, you know, the fact that like Che's, you know, all members like have hard times and stuff like that as well too, but she's trying so hard recently, as always, but she's trying like especially hard to like put on the best shows that she can, and, you know, to be the best person that she can be, and all of that type of stuff. And, you know, seeing that her mum was there for like such a special moment where she got to perform, you know, her own song that she's made, you know, for the first time in Melbourne as well too, considering her parents came all that way. It was just really special. And I was like, you know what, man, I just love the fact that she feels so strongly about music, and she feels so strongly about her family and her fans and this experience and all of that type of stuff to, you know, be in this situation to begin with. I was just really grateful for Chaeyoung, I think, this entire time. And yeah, man, she's brilliant. She's always been there for me again as well. Like I especially think I've really paid attention to her like the last couple of years, but during this concert, it's definitely just, yeah, it's come a long way. And I think that this is actually probably one of the things that wound up leading to my decision to go ahead and say that TWICE is my alt of alts, because I feel like for the longest, I've altered TWICE, especially for their music alone, because their discography is fucking cracked. Like, literally, with girl group discographies, I don't really think that you're going to find much better than TWICE. Like, their songs are just absolutely insane. Their music, their talent is completely undeniable. And, you know, anti-fans or whatever, they're not fans anyway, so who gives a fuck what they think? It's never objective. But the thing is that, yeah, as far as TWICE are concerned for me and their music is concerned, I just absolutely adore them. So I've always held them in, like, you know, really crazy high regard. I've watched a decent amount of their content, but still obviously a lot left to watch, because this is the nature of JYP groups. And TWICE, they just, I mean, they come back so frequently. And, you know, whenever there's a Korean comeback, there's a Japanese comeback not too far around the corner. And then, you know, we've got world tours now. We've got content dropping left, right, and fucking center for them all the time. Interviews, time to TWICE, the vlogs, everything. Like, you know, they're really difficult to keep up with. So there's a lot more that we're going to be doing actually over here on the channel. So I hope that you guys can get excited for that. They're going to become part of the regular rotation, which is great. But yeah, with just TWICE in general, I always feel like I felt like I had the, you know, I had the full view. I felt like I had, being a once is a full-time job. It is. It literally is. It literally is. So we're going to be busy from now on, you know, not that we haven't been, but, you know, extra busy with TWICE, with just perceiving them. Like, you know, I'd always felt like I saw the whole picture, but with the concert, I feel like any blanks that I had, or just anything else, like I feel like I've been like pulled back, and I've finally been able to see the forest from the trees, if that makes sense. And I'm like, oh, this is why I love TWICE. And that's what's like finally made me realize that they are like a group that I want to support for as long as I possibly can, because the members are brilliant. They are it. They are the source of everything. They are beautiful. They are so sweet. They're so funny. They're so goofy. They are so relatable, so real, very sincere, and always really down to earth. And on top of that, they make music that they care about, and they seem to always enjoy themselves as well too. Which I think is definitely one of those things, and this concert really showed all of that to me. And showed me different things about the members that I hadn't noticed before, even myself. And I went, yo, ain't no way. It seems like you fell in love with them all over again. That's definitely probably the perfect way to put it. I did. Yeah. Like I already knew I loved them, but this time it's like I discovered a whole different like side to them where I was like, yo, what? What? And that's obviously where we sit at the moment. But anyway, did anybody stick out to you way more than usual at the concert? Absolutely. Absolutely. During the concerts, what was the moment, if there was one, you realize you're absolutely once for life? I would say, I would say there was a couple. The second day, when we got Say Something, even though they didn't have to give that to us, was definitely really special for me, which was super important. Like, you know, I felt like the moment I attended the concert, the nail was already getting hammered into the coffin. It just got deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper with each passing moment, if that makes sense. But one of the most special ones that I can recall like immediately was when they did Say Something, because they didn't have to. Like, you know, the concert was over by all means, like it was done, but they stayed because they wanted to. A lot of people might say, oh, well, you know, it was just because Melbourne was the last day of the tour in Australia. And I mean, maybe, I don't know if they did 3 songs in Sydney, but, you know, it technically still would have been the last day of the tour for Sydney. But I really just think that it's got a lot more to do with the fact that TWICE love their fans. You can see and you can feel that. And we were like really desperately asking for that. And, you know, we really didn't want them to go. And I think that they felt that. And they felt, well, you know what, we don't want to go either. So let's give you guys one more. And it really just made me feel really connected with them, if that makes sense. Like it really made me feel like, you know, they're not just like here to get a job done and then leave, you know? Not that I would ever think that, and not that I ever do think that. And not that I don't respect that actually though too, because I do respect that. Like literally, this is their job. And also they get tired, you know? Sometimes they might literally just be like, yo, I want to give you guys one more song, but I'm fucking dead. Like I can't. I'm buggered or something, like I can't do it. But just the fact that they didn't have to do it, but they did anyway, and they put everything into it, I thought was amazing. When they performed Feel Special on the first day and the second day, JIHYO literally said, my mic is fucking on, because they all just, exactly, imagine how they felt and still went through, right? JIHYO literally, it was just her mic was on, you know? People always love to talk shit about, you know, K-pop artists and whether they can sing or they can't. Bitch, they can fucking sing better than you, man. We all know that, right? But, you know, JIHYO was literally, she was going off. She was going off. And that was super special, considering what song it was, and considering what that song means to them, considering what that song means to Once. I really felt their sincerity through that performance. I think as well, just day 2, seeing them up close, I thought like, bruh, I want to see this as much as I possibly can. Like, you know, there's never a point at which I don't want to like be here for a TWICE concert, and that I don't want to be like VIP, like front and center, like seeing them. Like that has to happen. So I was also like, damn, that's pretty important. And yeah, I just think as a whole, I would say post concert, just post everything, I was like, there's no way I could like deny myself that I'm like a fucking like hardcore, unapologetically hardcore Once at this point. Despite the fact that I follow a lot of artists, and I mean even as a reactor, because this is my job, right? As a not even just a reactor, but as a content creator that makes content about, you know, Korean and Japanese pop culture. it is tough to keep up with stuff. And so I'm not actively like, here's the thing, right? I'm not actively looking to invest myself any further, heavily at least, than I already am with a lot of the stuff that I've got. Like, I already feel like I don't even have my head above water in terms of being able to like catch up with stuff and to keep up with stuff from a job perspective, if that makes sense. You know, so it's not like I'm like out here being like, hey, all right, so who can I hard focus so much more of like my emotional energy and attention and thoughts and time on? Like, who can I do that on? Like, let's go and look for a couple more groups and stuff. And I feel like it was one of those types of things where it just kind of like happened. It just happened. I didn't really have a say in it. And I think that was like a really big realization for me, where I was like, damn, lol. Like, I feel how I feel. You know? I was like, I feel how I feel, and that's about it. And I think realizing that and not trying to like deny myself of that, or realizing rather that I couldn't deny myself of that, was a really big thing. So yeah, there's a couple of different moments I'm sure I would be able to like think of and talk about, but just the concert as a whole was just fucking incredible. Was there anyone who surprised you in any way? For sure, I'd say probably Dahyun, with her fan service. The way that she was able to get us all involved with her, I think was really special. It was really, really, really big. And yeah, I really enjoyed being able to like fall into the concert and fall into TWICE in different ways through different members. Did you feel that you may have lost some of the experience by recording and watching at the same time? I actually think that this is a really interesting question, so give me a second. Don't mind my hydration sounds. Drink water. Look, I think this is something a lot of people worry about, right? I think I've got pretty well established opinions on this now. No, I don't think I lost some of the experience. I think it's definitely part of it, because I don't think I could ever go to a concert and not record any of it. I mean, I'm sure I could, but I would actually be pretty bummed out, I think, if I did, or if I wasn't allowed to record, rather, should I say, because I often find myself, even with previous stuff, with my Stray Kids footage, with my other stuff, like I really, that's also a really good follow-up question, actually. I really constantly look through my clips to try and like not relive those moments, not like relive the past per se, but to watch them again. I feel like I gain a different appreciation of them over time, and I feel like, you know, sometimes I'm just like, oh fuck, that was so cool, or damn, that was so fun, like what a fun experience this was, or something like that. Like I can transport myself back to that moment, and I have like a visual / audible recollection of what I felt like there, because I can hear myself screaming pretty much all the time in every one of my fan cams. But always, I can just remember stuff, you know, if that makes sense. Already, like, you know, I rewatched one of my fan cams that I did today. I rewatched the Neon Pop fan cam that I took and stuff on day 2. And bro, it just reminded me, because I was literally eating the confetti. Like, I was down on the floor, you know, the confetti we were right next to the confetti cannons, and it was like right in my mouth, and like, you know, you could like smell the gunpowder from like the pyro that went off at the same, like, you know, in the same concert and stuff as well too. And it actually, like, the smell was like still in my nose, and I was like, you know, that's why I take videos. Now, I think to address the more specific aspects of the question, like, I think that if you just record, then yeah, like, I think that you would really lose a lot of that immersion, if you know what I mean. Because if you're just recording the whole time, then I don't know, I feel like it's pretty shit. You know, you do want to be there. You do want to be present. You do want to enjoy yourself. And I feel like even the way that I record, it's pretty non-invasive with my concert experience, if that makes sense. Like, I like sometimes hold stuff like, you know, steady, like on my chest, or like I'll like lock my like elbows in, or like lock my elbows in like really, really, really tight to my body or something like that. But I'll be watching the concert, but I'll like occasionally check down just to make sure that the camera is not like moved, or, you know, it doesn't like, just to make sure the shit hasn't like, you know, moved or anything like that. And if it's like a one-day concert, like say Stray Kids, I'll record probably only up to certain parts, and then maybe I'm good. Maybe I'll like, you know, maybe I'll like cut it a little bit. Or if there's like a performance that I really want to record or something, like I'll just hold it here, watch the concert and enjoy it as usual, and just fucking hope for the best that you know, the recording winds up coming out the way that it did. The good part about day one and day two, and having a day one and a day two for me, was that I could really kind of like split, you know, that stuff really easily for me, if that makes sense. Like I could record some performances on day one, and I wasn't like actively watching my phone all the time, but my camera stuff, like I was like, once again, holding stuff like to my shoulder, so that like, you know, shit wasn't moving. I was like standing perfectly still and stuff, but I was like enjoying, but like, you know, kind of anchoring my filming device, let's put it that way, to like a certain part of my body, so that, you know, hopefully it didn't move too much. Inevitably it does, but you know, it's better than just holding it up with one hand, because your hands fucking go everywhere. Or sometimes you'll be filming and then you're like like you'll be watching or some shit, and then, you know, I don't know, you start filming differently or whatever. With day one, I filmed a couple of performances that I really wanted to capture, knowing that I would see them the next day. And then the next day I didn't film those performances, if you know what I mean. Like I was like straight in the moment and stuff like that. So it's I think just down to personally how you enjoy things. I think if you're recording, it's really important to actually watch the concert and, you know, like occasionally glance down and see that stuff is still in frame or whatnot. I would never recommend going to a concert and watching a concert through your phone while you're recording or something like that. Sometimes that can be helpful though, because sometimes it's the only way you can see. Like sometimes if you've got heaps of people in front of you, sometimes it's the only way you can see. So it is what it is. But, you know, at the end of the day, I don't think that I would ever advocate for not recording anything at a concert. Like I would say record some stuff if you can, if you want to, if that's how you want to do it. I would anyway, but I wouldn't ever be the type of person, I don't think, who could like go home without any videos or anything to remember it by, if that makes sense. Because I really enjoy rewatching those things by myself on my own time. Would it be different if I only went to one day of the concert? Probably, but I just would have probably recorded less. I would just have less footage. It wouldn't have changed, I think, the behaviors. I probably would have just then decided to only record like performances that I really, really wanted to watch back, like favorite songs or moments of favorite songs or something. Even though like I'd go up until like the end of the first chorus or whatever, and then turn it off. Like that's what I did for Stray Kids at least. So there's definitely that. Had you seen the Seoul concert prior to attending the concert? What were your expectations going in? And did any part of the experience surprise you, good or bad? Had I seen the Seoul concert? I hadn't. Once again, like I've said, I'm, as you guys know, as many of you know, I'm very busy. I've got an anime channel that I run now as well. We've got the podcast that we do. We stream every day. I follow like tons of different artists and all of that type of stuff. So I never had time to even like peep the Seoul concert. But the only thing I did see before this concert happening was clips of Mina throwing it back. And I saw that and I was like, I knew Momo had a poll, but I didn't know what song she was doing and I hadn't seen it. I just heard and seen that she had one. I didn't know what song she was doing or what else was happening. The only thing that I'd been spoiled hard on was that Mina did Ariana Grande's 7 Rings and that she threw it back. The rest of Mina's performance as well was actually a shock to me, bro. The body roll she was doing, the little leg movement she does with all her dances too, like shit was fire, bro. So I was glad that I didn't spoil myself on that. Actually, I was glad that I was able to keep away from that. But what were your expectations going into the concert? Well, I just knew it was going to be good. I just knew it was going to be good. I mean, you know, TWICE are literally one of the biggest groups in the world. They are, you know, one of the biggest girl groups in the world without any argument whatsoever. So I knew, yeah, Mina stayed home and Sharon went to Melbourne, right? I knew that it was going to be good. I knew I was going to enjoy it. It's actually funny too, because I was speaking to Kelvy in the car even. I did expect them to bring out the live band, yeah, because I think most K-pop acts do that nowadays. Stray Kids did it, so I kind of expected TWICE would probably have it too. Stray Kids was in February, by the way, so it wasn't even that long ago either. But yeah, what were my expectations going into the concert? I thought it was just going to be good. I was even telling to Kelvy as well too that you know, I was really excited, but even when we were driving to day one, it still hadn't kind of really like sunk in for us that we were going, if that makes sense. Like even when we were there at the venue, it was cold as fuck. We're thinking more about the cold. We got in and we were like, oh shit, it's TWICE. And I don't think it really hit me until sound check on day one, like just what was going on. It didn't really like hit me what was happening. And then I was like, what? I was like, you know, I was excited. I was verbally excited, visibly excited as well too, even like, you know, going down to Melbourne, but like it didn't properly sink in, you know? And even then it hadn't fully sunk in when I thought it sunk in, you know? It was just something where I was like, I'm really excited to see what TWICE is going to be like, to see what they're going to be. And did any part of the experience surprise you? Well, that tacks onto that perfectly because, yeah, the whole fucking thing did. I went in there already knowing that they were exceptional performers, but I came out being shocked at the fact that they are exceptional performers. Like, you know, I walked out being like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? I've seen, I don't know how many fan cams of different TWICE members. I've seen and heard, I don't know how many performances. I've, you know, not watched all of their live stages, but I've seen like some really important ones. I've seen their dance practices even as well too. Not all of them, but a lot in the last couple of years. I've watched all of their Japanese MVs. I've listened to all of their Korean MVs. I've listened to, you know, 11, 12 of their albums. We're still not even like fully on the way through their Korean discography yet, which is coming over on the website towards the end of the month. I think we've only got like 3 or 4 albums left. And then we've got their Japanese discography to do. Bro, like, you know, with all of that, I knew this. Like, I knew this. And yet I still walked out being like, what the fuck? I feel like I've like just had all of this new information just come to light. Like it shocked me. It floored me. I was absolutely floored. I was so impressed by how they are as performers, even just in the sound check, let alone the first day. And it was great. The one thing I was kind of surprised at, I did speak about this a little bit as well too. I definitely don't mean any hate by this as well too. I just think it just kind of like had me asking some questions. But the one thing I think that did surprise me about the concert that was kind of like more on the bad side was just the translation services that we used. I don't really know if the translator was someone that JYP had picked out or Rod Laver had picked out, so the event management, or TWICE had picked out or whatever. But yeah, like the translator seemed really nervous on like days 1 and 2 actually. There were actually, me being a Korean speaker myself, there was actually like a lot of different things that they had sometimes like inaccurately translated or had not necessarily said oh, it was different from the Sydney concert. So maybe it was the venue then. Yeah, there was different things that they had said where I was like, you could have said that in like a much more simple way, or like they didn't say that, or they said this instead. Like even just getting some of the words wrong, I was like, oh, okay, I don't really know what's going on. But yeah, they didn't even like know the name of the tour. And they were like, Ladybird, and like JIHYO. I think it was JIHYO or Daeyeon. I think it was JIHYO or Daeyeon. On the first day, had to wind up just saying in English like "ready to be" is the name of the tour, because the translator couldn't translate that. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right, fair enough. And second day, Sana was explaining why she decided to choose her solo song and what it was that she did. I can't remember off the top of my head exactly what it was that she said, but she said something. The translator translated it, but she translated it incorrectly to the point where Sana then had to like re-explain. She even corrected her and said, no, it's not that, it's this. And then the translator just kind of like passed it off as like Sana adding extra information or extra context. And I was like, bro, do your job, what's going on? So I think it was maybe only frustrating for me as someone who speaks the language, as someone who speaks Korean, where I was like, I don't really know who hired them or anything per se, just beyond the actual nerves or what the go was. I mean, either way, they got through it. So they did their job. It was good. It was just, I think the only thing where I was kind of like a little bit, taken aback. I was a little bit like, oh, okay, well, is this Twice's translator? Because I would have expected something different. They should have hired you. No. Absolutely not. Because you see, here's the thing. Here's where I can actually relate to this in a way. I think it would be perfectly normal in this situation to be super nervous though. The only thing is that if translating is your job, you shouldn't be getting nervous. So there were lots of different types of questions that I would have asked, and I did ask in this situation, was like, are they new to the job? Like, have they just become a translator? And is that why they sounded nervous? And I mean, if they are new to the job, why are you putting them on such a big event like Twice? Like, this is literally like one of the biggest girl groups in the world, so maybe that's not the best thing to take on. Two, I also kind of felt bad for the translator too, because I think when you're translating or when you're speaking languages, and especially when you make mistakes, I mean, even if other people don't know that you've made a mistake, you know more than anyone that you've fucked up, and it can become quite stressful. So I mean, I'm sure that there's that. It just had me asking all different types of questions. Basically, I just thought that in the translation services could have been better. I don't know if they hired a translator or an interpreter. Being a translator and an interpreter are two completely different things. Interpreters have the ability and the skills to interpret things accurately in real time, if that makes sense, whereas translators don't necessarily always have interpreting skills, or don't have them necessarily like mastered to the level of a professional interpreter. So it just had me kind of being like, was there not anyone else who would have been better suited for the job? Did we have to ask last minute? Did we not have anyone? Yeah, like basically, like who was it? Like, was it Rod Laver? Was it the event management? It might have just been them. Honestly, I don't even think it would have been JYP. It was probably just event management. But yeah, it was one of those types of things. Yeah, verbal overload, right? The only other thing I would say as well too, in defense of the translator though, is that Twice talk a lot. They talk like they just fucking be talking. Dude, Twice literally are just the peepo talk emote. They just talk all the time, and they talk over each other a lot. Yep, they talk over each other a lot, and they talk quite fast. That being said, it's not impossible to translate, because there are people who do that. It's just that instead, I think I don't know. I think it would have been better if they have like an official translator who's able to follow them on their tours. I don't really know what the logistics of those types of things look like, but yeah. Were you able to keep up pretty well? Pretty well, yeah. I would say. I'm not even like a translator or an interpreter either. I would just say that generally when they were talking, not over each other, but at like a decent pace and stuff, I think I was keeping up pretty well even myself. So it is what it is. But yeah, they don't switch between Korean and Japanese generally when they're performing shows because they just speak Korean. Yeah, they just speak Korean and English mainly. Japanese I think they would use when they're in Japan, but yeah, nah. Anyway, yeah, that's the only other thing I would have thought about, like translation stuff. But aside from that, everything else was really good. It was really good. I think the only things ever that I really ever have wrong with concerts sometimes is just like event management, like the staff and stuff like that. But yeah, slightly off topic. I also felt that JYP could do better in providing candy bongs. Dude, honestly, same. I don't really, actually, here is this opened up Pandora's box low key. I've got things to say. Look, we were told that there was like no shipment or something of like candy bongs to Australia, so no one had the ability to buy them anyway. I don't really know what the truth of that was, or basically what was said about that. The only thing I want to say about merch though is I was really disappointed by the quality of the merch. it was not really that high. You see, TWICE can wear the fuck out of it. They wear the merch really well, and I look at it and I go, yes. But seeing like the hoodies up close and stuff like that, for me personally, this is just more me personally, it just didn't really look that good, and it definitely didn't look like 120 AUD good, if that makes sense. I remember like caps were something like $50 or $60. I don't know how much the crop tops were for that audience who were like buying that and stuff like that, but I was mainly looking at like hats, which were like 50 or 60, which were pretty basic, and they just had ready to be on them. And then the actual hoodie itself as well too, which just kind of didn't really like tickle my fancy. And I was like, well, the one thing I really would have been interested in buying here would have been a candy bong. Not even the newest one, but you know, the most recent generation I still would have probably bought, or even like, you know, the keyring ones, because there's different types, you know, that light up and stuff like that. But yeah, I really do think that merch, I don't know, maybe they could have thought that through better. Maybe the design team could have been a bit better, I think. But yeah, I personally didn't really, I wasn't very fond of the merchandise and stuff like that. But you know, we live and we learn. There's other better stuff out there. You can also make your own merch if you want to as well too. It's perfectly easy. It's not like you have to buy concert merch. You know, it's not like you have to buy merch even at all, really, to say that you have like been to and attended a concert or something like that. You know, a video or a ticket, or your ticket really is even like enough. But yeah, I would have liked some TWICE merch, but I'll probably just get my hands on some other shit instead, which will be good either way. But it is what it is. The crowd was good. Do you think the crowd was good, or do you think it could be better? And is it possible that they'll sell out a bigger stage next time? For me, I loved the crowd. I thought it was brilliant. Rod Laver Arena, being an indoor arena, being enclosed as well too. It has really good acoustics. It's brilliant. It's very close as well too. So, you know, nothing feels too far away. Some people will say different, and they'll be like, oh, I was up the back and it was too far. But it's not as far as it would be at other venues in Australia or other venues around the world. Let me say that. So I really do think that even though some may complain, even a little bit further away, it's much better than other places. Rod Laver seats about 15,000, and I'm pretty sure Kudos Bank Arena in Sydney seats about 20. Now, I've been to Kudos Bank for a concert, And it was good. It was really good. But I do think I actually prefer Rod Laver as a venue, just in general. I really, really like Rod Laver as a venue. So there's that. But yeah, I just definitely think that the crowd was as good as they could be. It was definitely better, I think, on day 2 than it was on day 1. I don't know if they had like returning people from day 1 to day 2, but day 2 just sounded way louder to my ears, if that made sense. Day 1 was brilliant. Maybe it was just the section that I was in for day 1 that they might not have been pretty loud, but they were still pretty loud from what I remember. I mean, I was really fucking loud. I was bullshit loud. Probably in like everyone's fan cams for like 2 rows in front of us and 2 rows behind us. But yeah, I think that day 2 was great. Day 2 was really, really, really loud. When they, wanted us to do like the yes or yes chanting and shit, we did, and we were loud as hell. The Aussie, Aussie, Aussie was something that Dahyun finally got right. I just remember on day 1 in Australia, we've got this chant, and it's like, it goes like Aussie, 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 and then we respond with oi, 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 because oi is like something that we use in everyday conversation quite a lot. Like, it's part of the Australian vernacular. The thing is, though, is that dude, fucking Double, man, she came and she was like, I want to collect your voice, and we were like, okay, and how are we gonna do that? And then she just went Aussie, like Aussie, and then we were like, oi, 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 like we weren't too sure how to respond or what she wanted. Some people said oi once, some people said oi 3 times and kind of just like trailed off by the end. Other people just went, yeah. Other people were just like, yeah. But by the second day, it was hilarious. She was like, Oji, 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 Oji. Like she said it 5 times. I was like, wait. Oi, 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 oi. Like we then did it 5 times. Some people did it 3, but it was really good. And eventually by the end of day 2, they wound up getting obsessed with that shit. Every single fucking chance that they got, one of them was like, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Like, they were so fascinated as well, right? I remember Nayeon was like, what is this? She was like, what is this? What is this? Like, Dahyun did it, and Dahyun was like, she's really proud. She's like, yeah, I can collect their voice. And then Nayeon was like, what the fuck is that? So we did it again. And we did it even louder. And then JIHYO was like, yeah, wait, what the fuck was that? And so we did it again. They were sitting down, getting ready to do alcohol free. Right? Yep. They were sitting down, getting ready to do alcohol free. And then Dahyun was like, all right, one more time. Everyone together. Like, half of the members were like sitting on the platform that was about to like raise for alcohol free and shit like that. And then, she got some of the members to do it. I think only like 2 or 3 people chimed in. And they were like, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. And then everyone was like, oi, oi, oi. It was great. It was really good. And then, actually, at the end of the concert, at the end of day 2, so the end of the Australian leg of the tour, they were walking off. The LED doors were like shutting in front of them. It got to about here, and then Dahyun again, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. I was like, bruh, we still doing this? We still going, huh? Great. Let's still go. Let's keep doing it. And it made me so happy. Yeah, dude, essentially our national anthem, right? It was great, man. I absolutely loved that. But do I think that they'll sell out a bigger stage? I think they definitely could. Australia is still really, how can I put it? Yeah, dude, the funny crowd moment during the JYP part. Yeah, you guys know alcohol free, like JYP. We all chanted that really loud. Nayeon fucking kicked herself. She was killing herself, bro. She tried so hard not to laugh, but she just wound up doing it anyway. She was like, oh my god, SMH. I was like, bruh. Jesus Christ. What did Paz say earlier as well too? Australian once has popped off for TWICE. I swear if TWICE hadn't enjoyed the experience there, they would not have thought about going back, but all the members want to go back. Indeed they do, right? Indeed they do. And I think, yeah, they were saying that they really love Melbourne, and, you know, Nayeon was talking about Alang, like the koala and stuff, and, you know, Dahyun talking about, like, having seen the kangaroos and shit, like, you know, the video that she got of two kangaroos sparring each other. Like, dude, how the fuck is that, like, one of the first things that you see when you land here? Like, literally, how can we stereotype ourselves even harder, bro? It's crazy. Yeah, look, Suncorp Stadium, I really hope. One day, Suncorp Stadium is a rugby stadium. They're commonly held for concerts here. I think it's 40 to 50,000. I don't know if they would ever do it here in Brisbane. Yeah, 52,500 it can seat. But, yeah, no, I would really love to see TWICE at, like, bigger stadiums here. The MCG would be brilliant, but I don't know. At the moment, I don't think TWICE could sell out the MCG. MCG is the Melbourne Cricket Ground. It's one of the biggest stadiums in the world. It's like 100,000. So it's like 100,000 seats. Now, you would probably, like, for a concert, you would use like half of it, but still, I would say your capacity is probably going to be like just about as big. Yeah, that shit would be fucking insane. If they did, that would be something I would 100% want to witness. But yeah, K-pop is still it's better than it was a couple of years ago, like better than it was 3 years ago, even during like COVID. So it's getting bigger over here, but it's still very gradually getting bigger. So I think the fact that they can sell, you know, Rod Laver out 2 days in a row within, you know, like just a couple of hours, like they sold them out within a couple of hours. The fact that they could sell Kudos Bank out within a couple of hours as well too. I mean, what's Rod Laver? Rod Laver's 15,000. Kudos Bank's about 20,000. So that's 40,000 for Sydney. 15. Like, yeah. So essentially, they sold like 70,000 tickets in Australia just in 2 cities across 4 days. I think that that's pretty fucking solid for a country that doesn't really get that much as far as K-pop concerts are concerned, especially not. Really until recently. It's definitely like few and far between, but I would really love to see TWICE come back. I do think that they will next tour. I really hope for it, like big time. I really hope for it. But I'm definitely gonna go and see them when they come back. I might even go to both cities. We'll see how we go. We will see how we go. Hopefully it sparks a trend. Hopefully Itzy discover Australia next, and then maybe NMIX. Maybe they remember where Lily's from. Who knows? You know, maybe bring all of the Aussies home, bro. That's what I have to say. Bring the Aussies home, man. Bring and hyping home. You know, bring and hyping home, bro. How long has it been since Jake has been back to his beloved city of Brisbane? You know. Yeah, dude, he's gonna be twerking by then. We produce so much fucking talent for K-pop, bro. Facts. When's Enha coming? When's New Jeans coming? It's gonna be a couple of years, I think, before Danny and Honey wind up seeing their cities again. But there's the hope there, man, to be able to see them in concert. The Australian K-pop idols, man, is always a vibe. But yeah, bro, I really just hope that we start getting more concerts in general. There's a couple more. Which performances gave you a better appreciation for the song? Did you see TWICE do Sorikun? I did. It was fucking brilliant. It was great. I think I uploaded a short on YouTube of Sorikun, so you guys can go and see that over there. It was so funny. Really cute. They killed it. But yeah, bro, that was so funny. Even when Say Something came on actually, you can see in my fan cam that I took for Say Something. Yeah, the Stray Kids song Thunderous. With Say Something, even Nayeon was doing like the dabs from like Sorikun. Like she was still dancing that with JIHYO even in Say Something. I was like, you fucking idiots. What are you doing? What y'all doing? Why are you doing Thunderous choreo right now? Like, you've got Momo and Mina fucking, you know, they're basically just backing it up, orbiting each other, backing it up. You've got Dahyun trying to touch Mina's back muscles and is being obsessed with them. You've got multiple members doing multiple things. I think Momo even like started like playing the saxophone or some shit. I don't know what the fuck she was doing. She was playing some sort of air instrument. And then meanwhile, you've still got Say Something happening in the background as the song. And you've got freaking Nayeon and JIHYO both doing like Sorikun choreo. And I was like, this group is... there are screws loose. Yeah, right? It was a mess. It was an absolute mess. I was like, bro, where are we? Who are we? What are we doing? Was it wise to ask them to stay for another performance? It is what it is. Anyway, which performances gave you a better appreciation for the song? For sure, Say Something is a great one. For me, honestly, let me say this, and I think Kelvy had a similar answer. Set Me Free. Set Me Free's performance was incredible. I love Set Me Free. I think that the recent albums, so Ready to Be just in general is brilliant. Wallflower is easily my favorite song on that album. Like one of them, right? I can't believe you betrayed your boy and had an interaction with Sana. I'm sorry, bro. She's part of the bias line now. You know, what can I do? You know? It is what it is. I had to respond. She said something, so I had to respond. Oh, man. Yeah, pain. Yeah, look, Set Me Free I really like as a song. But I think the facts, she has to be. I think seeing it live really made it hit very different for me. Dude, I was about to say, the other one was Go Hard. Go Hard is brilliant. But the silhouettes, especially like where you have the background turned, I think like platinum, like gold or something for the first part of the performance and stuff like that. But then it was just like blood red, like it was like crimson red and orange and stuff like that through the rest of the performance for Go Hard. And you just see TWICE like synchronized, coordinated silhouette dancing, and it looked really sexy. It looked so well done. It was brilliant. So yeah, Set Me Free and Go Hard were definitely ones that I really enjoyed and really got a different appreciation for song-wise. You know, I think actually as well, the medley of their previous songs was just like, I don't even know how to put it. Like, you know, hearing Yes or Yes, What Is Love, Knock Knock, you know, and Co. Because I could continue. Seeing and hearing them was just something I never thought I would have the opportunity to do. Because, you know, they're like we've talked about this a lot in like once circles, twice circles, just in general. But like, I mean, they haven't been with that concept for a long time, you know, and they've largely moved away from that. They are like, the whole point of Ready to Be is about them being ready to be themselves and embrace themselves more, and their love for what they do, and to continue exploring different sides of themselves. But to consider that we still got those performances and that they still commit to and still perform those songs the same way as they would have when they debuted with those certain tracks, like say, you know, Cheer Up, for example, like Ooh Ah and stuff like that. Like, just seeing them, I think those were the ones which were like the most impactful. You know, I am fucking I am terrified, right, for the concerts after, for sure. Like you know, I know it's probably all of them, but if you had to pick a couple which were the most impactful on the appreciation of the song, is the second part of this question. I think that is one of the things that got me the most, like the medley of performing their old songs, like their older titles that we all know and that we all love. Because I just never thought that I would ever get to see them. But the fact that I did, the fact that we did, and that I got to enjoy them to the fullest, that they sounded as great as they did, that, you know, it like kind of transports you back in time and makes you nostalgic for a time past, yet feels so present and so recent at the same time. I think was wild. And I think that definitely left like a really big impact on me in terms of like listening to their older titles in a different way, because now I do hear them differently as well, because I've got a concert, I've got an actual performance to link that to in my mind, which I just think is mental, because I never thought that I would be able to, imagine what Twice performing What Is Love or TT or like Ooh Ah or Knock Knock or Signal would be like. Like I never thought that I would have the opportunity to like think about that, and yet I do, and I did, and not just once but twice, and it was fucking insane. Also, describe your concert experience in one word. Pain. Pain. I would say pain. Let's say pain. Pain is a good one. If I wanted to be more serious, not that pain isn't serious. Yeah, true, right? It is kind of sad that we only get them in a medley. I just think it's just a time thing, right? Because they can't dedicate that much time to it. If concerts were 4 hours, maybe it's a different story, but yeah, it's definitely day 2 as far as like which day I preferred. But day 1 was brilliant. I really would not trade day 1 for the world. Describe your concert experience in one word. I would say pain. But I would say incomparable. Yeah, incomparable. Nothing compares. Nothing compares to that Twice concert. Nothing. I've seen brilliant artists. I've seen old groups, but nothing that I've seen so far compares to that. Yeah, it was insane. One of the last questions, because we won't do all of them. Which solo stage was the best in your opinion, and was the concert really worth the time, money, and experience? Answering the second part of the question first, is it really worth it? Yes. If you have the opportunity and or the means to see Twice, I'm pointing. I am very rudely pointing right now. I'm just trying to drill it home. Yes, do it. If you want to and you have the means to, fucking do it. It is worth it. They will not let you down. Time, absolutely. I mean, I had to travel 6 hours, the better part of 6 hours to go and see them. I had to, fly for like 2.5, and then, all of that other shit, like the other stuff, commuting that. Like it is totally worth it as far as the time is concerned. The money, it's not like you get to see them too frequently. Yes, it can be expensive if you do like a VIP experience, but the VIP stuff is worth it. You don't get to like have a VIP meet and greet or anything like that, but it's difficult to have all of those types of things included. It's difficult to make time for those things for them, especially as well too if they're doing like a really, really, really big tour. Frankly, it's not necessarily all that necessary. Like a meet and greet, it would have been the icing on the cake, but it's not necessary, I think, to be able to enjoy it. So, even just being able to have interactions, the sound check, and having it as personalized as it was, I think was really awesome. The VIP gifts were good. We got like a really nice, I think I've got it here. It might actually get green screened, but maybe it's not going to get green screened. Maybe it might still. But we got like we got like a scarf. It's really pretty. I mean, it's good. It's definitely something I'll use. I thought it was a blanket at first because it's fucking huge. Like it's massive. But yeah, I got you get like one for each day. They're both the same because it's the same VIP gift regardless of how many times you go. But yeah, I really like that. There's like a clear tote bag that you get as well too, which I thought was nice. The VIP pass doesn't feel flimsy, so the lanyard with the VIP pass is like it's quite hard. It doesn't bend easily, so that was good. The damn, my bad. Just joking. The Mina dollar. Yeah, I will continue to use any opportunity to flex this because it's my greatest possession currently. One of them. But yeah, no, I definitely think it's worth it. Either way, it's worth it. If you can go with friends, even better. If you can go with friends, even better. If you can make friends or have people that you know that also appreciate Twice, fellow oncers, or even if you just engage with people at the concert, then yes, it's so worth it. I'm so happy for you that you have that. Likewise, bro. Kelv got one too. It is fire. Which solo stage is the best in your opinion? This is blasphemy. This question is blasphemy because I don't even know how to choose. I feel like they're all on the completely different levels. Like, which one? They're all on completely different levels. Nightmare by JIHYO was insane. That shit sent me. Right? That shit sent me. I loved that. Yeah, right? Right. It will elevate the experience a lot. Yeah, look, I think Nightmare was one that stood out to me a lot. Especially on day one, JIHYO actually said that Nightmare was a song for her enemies. On day two, she gave like a much more diplomatic type of explanation. But yeah, day one, she said it was for her enemies. You know, she was like, this one is for my enemies, for the people who are like against me and all of that type of stuff. And I was like, fucking talk about it, girl. Go for it. Go for the ops. Go for their necks, right? For the jugular. Cut them up. Cut them up. So I really loved that. And she sang beautifully. It is a great song. So there's that. TZUYU, her footwork, her choreography, her stage outfit, and her vocals absolutely fucking sent me on both days for hers. So there's that. I'm not even going to choose one. I'm just going to talk about them. Let me just do that real quick. So there's that. There was Jonghyun's solo as well too, which I really enjoyed. Her cover of Lizzo's Juice was so fun. She was just living her best fucking life, bro. She was out there vibing. Her fit was iconic. She really was channeling that diva energy. And she was eating that shit up. So she was incredible. And then, yeah, bro, we had Dubu on the piano. I think the first day her fit was like this beautiful yellow dress for her song Try. And then the second day it was blue, like this sky blue. And it was gorgeous on the piano. She sounded amazing. She looked amazing. Her playing was beautiful as well too. So I loved that. Yeah, look. Nayeon's pop. I ate confetti. I was assaulted by confetti. It was pain, but dude, pop was iconic. Never thought that I would ever see that once again live. I never thought that I would ever perceive that in person, and yet I did, and it was great. Truly had a really awesome finish, I think, as well too. Like the way that the confetti exploded and they went crazy really just kind of made me think that, like, you know, when they do release their own, like, you know, solo albums and have solo debuts, which, considering like that is still a thing that we are still left to do, can we understand that real quick? Like, we've got all this group music, but then we've got all this solo music still left to come as well too, on top of everything that we have left as far as group music is concerned. Like, Twice are literally, they are never going to stop. Oh, they're never going to stop. Oh, it's going to be pain. Anyway, yeah, Nayeon's solo was great. I absolutely loved it. Misamo is going to be death. And talking about Misamo, like fucking blip. Kick. Yeah, look. When Momo got up on the pole, all I remember saying was, oh no, this is the last day of my life. Oh no, I'm not going to make it out. Momo, get off the fucking pole. Like, I kept saying that. She killed that shit. She absolutely ate it, but do I expect anything less from her? No. Mina, what I remember saying was, bitch, get off the ground, in those exact words, and then make it rain, bitch. when she had the money guns going. And when she was walking to the side on day 2, because she walks to the side of the stage to go ahead and throw it back. The moment she moved from the center of the stage, I was screaming, "Oh no, it's coming. Oh no, please, oh no." And then she did it. And then, Mina! Like, it was just me, Mina! I just went insane. I went feral. And then at the end, I was like, "Yo, Mina daisuki da." Like, "I love you, Mina." Like, all that type of stuff. And then there was some other person in my fan cam. Shout out if you're watching. And they were like, "Mina, you sexy bitch." I was like, you know what? Fucking valid. So Mina killed it. She also tried to play this shit off, bro. She tried to play it off so shyly and shit. She was like, "Well, I was kind of worried about the stage and the song choice that I chose because I wasn't too sure if you guys would like it and stuff like that. But like, was it sexy?" And everyone was like, "Bam!" Like, we went crazy. Of course it was sexy. You knew it was sexy. That's why you did it. Don't, Mina, don't try. All right, Sharon, do not try. She was just looking for an excuse to throw it back, for real. I stand by that. Big bruh moment. But Mina was insane. Sana, oh my dear lord, my days. Bro, Sana freaked me the fuck out. Sana freaked me out. You know why? On the first day, when she did that, I also did not know what Sana's solo was. Like I said, the only solo I knew was coming was Mina's. Like in terms of the song and also what was gonna happen with it, like, you know, her throwing it back. So I knew that. I was kind of sad that I knew it, but still it didn't actually detract from anything at all for me. So Sana, I didn't know. I didn't know that Sana was doing New Rules. I love New Rules. I love New Rules by Dua Lipa. And bruh, yep. There was a point where I was like, "I can't see her. Why can't I see her?" And I was like, "Oh, it's because she's on the fucking ground." And I was like, "Sana, get off the ground." Anytime anyone was on the ground, I was like, "Get up, rise." Rise. You should not be on the ground. Please elevate yourself. Rise. And yeah, look, Sana was crazy. She snapped. Her outfit was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And then she walked down the catwalk on day 2. She was literally like 5 to 10 meters away from me, from where we were sitting. And she has like this moment where, like, you know, she's like doing floor choreo and shit. And I just fucking died. I just died in that moment. I was like, my soul has left. I was like, my soul has left. Goodbye. I have no more need to be here. I'm gone. I'm gone. So it was crazy, man. That was wild. Who else have we got? Who have I talked about and who have I not talked about? Oh, Chaeyoung. Dude, Chaeyoung's solo was really pretty. I really enjoyed that a lot. It was great to hear like her raw vocals as well too. Her voice was so sweet and her lyrics as well too. And knowing what that song meant to her, you know, even on day 1, and what it meant to you know, her parents and all of that type of stuff, and to her to have her parents there was really special as well. And yeah, just overall, man, it was a night I feel that I will not forget anytime soon. Did I miss anyone? I don't think I missed anyone there, bro. Talked about Nayeon, we talked about JIHYO, we talked about Misamo, talked about Chaeyoung, we talked about Jui, talked about Jonghyun, talked about Dahyun, right? I think we got everyone. So yeah, I loved all of them. That was the most roundabout way to say I loved all of them, but this is a podcast, so, you know, it is what it is. The last question. What convinced you to make them your alt after being exposed to many other GGs? Why do you think TWICE hits different? Honestly, here's my take on things. I am a multi-stan. I always will be, because I like lots of stuff just in general. I don't feel like I've ever been the type of person to ever focus my energy solely only on one thing, if that makes sense. like even actually with sports teams to a certain extent, I actually think that K-pop is an extension of team sports in a way. You know, this is kind of like how I think about how people like stan K-pop and all of that type of stuff and follow it, or rather competitively follow K-pop, should I say, because I do think that there are people who follow K-pop and then there's people who competitively follow it. I think that, like, for me, you know, with it being an extension of team sports in a way, a lot of people get very like aggressive and defensive about, you know, how they support certain things, and, you know, like they only watch or only, you know, enjoy one certain piece of media by one certain artist or something like that, which I understand, because as we've said, right, like being a once is a full-time job. Like literally, if you're gonna like dedicate yourself to it, you like dedicate yourself to it. And some people really have that type of like span to be able to like focus like that. And when I say span, I mean like attention and like energy span to be able to like focus everything specifically just on like one thing or one person. Whereas for me, I think I've always just enjoyed a variety of like different things. It doesn't mean that I feel any less about the things that I enjoy, or that I don't love them as much as, say, anyone else who focuses solely on that one thing does. Because I actually think that sometimes, you know, we all love things and appreciate them in different ways. It's all subjective, like those levels and those extents to which you are touched by or enjoy something. The thing is that with like music, you know, I've always enjoyed like a lot of different types of genres. I enjoy K-pop, I enjoy EDM, I enjoy hip hop, rap, pop, R&B, all of that type of stuff. And so when it comes to like girl groups especially, I'm always going to enjoy a lot of different types of like artists and sounds, and to be able to respect them, if that makes sense. Like even with sporting teams, I have my favorite sporting team, but then I also have other sporting teams which I really like watching because I know that they're good. You know what I mean? Like they have really good players or something, and you go like, fuck, God, this team is like absolutely cracked, or like, God, they're playing really well this season, or like, good luck to them, or, you know, something like that. That's how I kind of can like compare to anyone who has like the team sport mentality. That's how I can kind of compare the way that I, you know, enjoy K-pop from my perspective. The thing is that with that being said, I think for me, it's not necessarily that I needed convincing per se, because the question asks like, what convinced that you to make them your alt, which I understand where you're coming from, right? It's rather just like, I feel like sometimes certain artists get you at a certain moment or at a certain time. You know, like, have you ever been in a situation where like maybe you're tired, you've just come home from work or something like that, it's been a bad day, and you listen to a song and you go, this is not for me. Like, I don't like this. Like, maybe you follow a K-pop comeback, or maybe you get something and you go, this is not it. And then maybe you listen to it the next day when you're feeling like, you know, more recovered, or, you know, you've had a good sleep, or you're in a better mood or something. And all of a sudden the song sounds different. All of a sudden you enjoy it differently. Maybe it's not even after a day. Maybe it's after like a week. Maybe it's after a month. Maybe it's after a year. And you all of a sudden go, oh, I actually really like this now. Things grow on you, right? I think that that's one way that people enjoy things or wind up feeling their way towards things. And with TWICE, like I was saying a little bit earlier, I feel like I've always thought that I knew everything that I needed to know in terms of how I felt about them. But all it really took was for me to experience their concert, for me to find a different way to fall in love with them and to fall in love with them again, which I think is what got me to the point where I'm at now. Because like I've said, I've seen a lot of different artists. I've seen Stray Kids. Stray Kids are my alt boy group. I love their music. I don't really watch a lot of their content though, because some groups I watch a lot of content for. Other groups I just really enjoy their music, or other groups I've watched enough content where I'm like, yeah, I get the gist of like how things are going, or, you know, what I need to do, or what stuff I want to watch and listen to. I mean, once again, being a reactor, this being a job, watching content or reviewing content and commentating on it and stuff is something that I do a lot. So sometimes it might just be that I don't have the time, but Stray Kids, I don't feel any less about them, or I don't consider them any less just because I don't watch that much of their content. But, Stray Kids are one of my alts. Kepler, I watched Girls Planet 999. I voted for them. I've been with them since the very start and very emotionally invested in the progress of that group. And I'm so proud of them and their sweethearts and all of that type of stuff as well too. So I've got the reason that I feel that way about them as well too. But with Twice, it goes back even further for me technically in terms of where I can trace the roots. When I first listened to Twice, when I first got into them, I was around for UA. I really enjoyed it as well too. I was a very casual K-pop listener between about 2014 and 2017. And then, 2014 was when I first listened to K-pop for the first time. And, I didn't necessarily listen to it all that much for 2 and a bit years, because I was listening to, I discovered K-hip hop and K-R&B. So I was probably just more actively checking that out. I was still checking out K-pop in the meantime, but I wasn't listening to it as heavily. So there were a lot of different things and different comebacks that I missed and stuff. But Twice was a constant. And I remember, Cheer Up coming out, and I didn't necessarily vibe with it. So I just kind of, left it for a little bit. And like I said, with my experience with TT and how I came to find TT and all of that type of stuff, it really just started clicking with me that this was a girl group that was really special. And, even at that time, I realized that, and I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed them. And having seen how their music has grown, how they've grown, how Once have grown along with them, and how things have changed for them over the years has been something really special to witness. But I think it's maybe because I've been at crucial points, because I had been more of a casual just K-pop fan in general. I think maybe in a way I felt this sense of imposter syndrome, if that makes sense, getting into them, getting on the train as late as I did, if that makes sense. Because really, I feel where I really started to actively throw myself into the fandom side of things, and paying more attention to actually their content, and even just really realizing that they had content, because this is not something that I really knew all that much about before I became a reactor in 2020. By that time, I just kind of thought oh fuck man, there's so much I've missed. But with what I know and what I feel and what I'll continue to get to know from here, I'll love and support Twice because I really enjoy their music. And at the end of the day, it's really simple for me. If they make me feel happy, that's all I need. If they make me feel happy, if I enjoy it, then I can't see why I can't say that I don't like them, So I was I like them a lot. And there were really different points, Cry For Me, I Can't Stop Me era, watching them at Mama and all of that type of stuff. Seeing how they've continued to just release bangers upon bangers upon bangers, Perfect World even. 2021 and 2022 were huge for them still. And all of that type of stuff. I fell more and more deeply in love with them, but I guess I hadn't really put it into perspective until recently. And I think, like I said, the concert showing me parts of the members that I haven't seen yet through content, whether it be earlier stuff that I haven't watched or all of that type of stuff, I feel it just brought everything perfectly into view in terms of what I needed to know about the group, what I needed to feel about them, whether how I needed to hear them and stuff, hearing them and seeing them perform with such energy and such love, not only for their art and their craft, but also for their members, so themselves, and also for their fans. Seeing them perform with such sincerity, seeing them visibly trying so hard, like seeing all of their performances being the direct fruits of all of their efforts that they have put in from debut until now. I just think that really touched me, and it made me just say to myself that I really want to like support them as long as I possibly can. And I think that's why they hit different to me. You know, some GGs have the ability to reach out to me at different times for stuff like that. And some just never really get there, and that's okay. You like what you like, right? But yeah, I just do think that TWICE is literally 1 in a million. Yeah, man, I love them with all my heart. They are brilliant. So with that, I think I'll wrap up today's podcast. I've been talking for 2 hours straight. 2 hours straight. But if this is not proof enough to myself of how much that I love TWICE, then I don't really know what is. But the concert was incredible. The entire experience was incredible. I can't wait to share that supercut video with you guys, and go through, you know, some more footage, and to, you know, show you guys just like that compilation of stuff like that. But yeah, man, I just really love them. I can't wait to continue watching them over here with you guys, both over here on the website, but also through YouTube as well too. I really hope that you guys are excited as well. I hope that you were able to stay entertained throughout this podcast. I know it's long, but yeah. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for sticking around regardless. Appreciate you, Paz. Appreciate all of you guys, man. As always, for all the love and the support. We do actually have a mashup coming very, very soon, and TWICE is one of the artists that I've mashed up. So do look forward to that. I guess you could say it's kind of like a concert celebration mashup or something like that. I guess you could say. I'm just down bad. And I will continue to stay down bad. But love and appreciate you guys as always. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, take care, stay safe, subscribe for more, whether it be TWICE content, concert reviews, and or podcasts. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.